Today we're continuing the stream playing the Roblox game Grow a Garden because I really like it. And the hamsters are totally excited about it. If you enjoy this kind of content too, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It's really important to me and helps the channel grow. Let's make this stream even better together. You know, I'm just sitting here, chewing gum, thinking, why does nobody say that life is basically like a bag of chips that's 3/4 empty? You buy the whole bag, and it's just air with a little bit of potato, like someone up there decided, let's make him figure out the rest on his own. And life's the same. You get a little, and you have to fill in the rest yourself. Like one time I tried to figure out where one sock from the pair disappears after laundry. And I realized it's probably a portal to a parallel universe where all the lost things live. Socks, pen caps, and maybe some of my old thoughts. Sometimes I feel like my thoughts aren't even mine, like someone's whispering in my ear, say something dumb now, and I'm like, why are there always mirrors in elevators? As if you need to check yourself before going to your floor. And also, why does coffee always run out exactly when you start appreciating its taste? Honestly, I'm convinced there's a tiny conspiracy where someone monitors the coffee level in your cup and removes it at the worst possible moment. And really, if you think about it, everything we do is just finding ways to kill time between breakfast and dinner. And nobody admits that's the main purpose of humanity. But why do we stare at the microwave while it heats our food? It's just a box that makes food hot. But you stand there like you're afraid it might escape. By the way, you're subscribed to the channel, right? Because if not, imagine every unsubscribed person is like someone taking a piece of gum away from a hamster. And that's sad. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers, and I want us to get there. Because then I could buy not 1 but 2 packs of gum, and we could chew together, virtually. But still, and hit that like button, it's like a pat on the shoulder. Bro, keep saying this nonsense, we like it. And I'll keep going. Because I still need to tell you why foam in soda is actually sugar screaming, because it knows. It's about to be drunk, and why there's always one lemon in the fridge that nobody eats. But it's been there so long it's basically part of the family, silently watching everyone. And I've been thinking, if clouds were solid, we'd already have houses up there, and people would argue about which cloud district is better. I live in a cumulus, great sunset view. Well, I'm in a cirrus, cleaner air here. But we'd still invent rent and pay clouds for space. And maybe everything we do is just a game where everyone has their own weird rules. But nobody gave us the manual, so we just pretend we know how to play. And honestly, I'm sure my hamster brain sometimes understands a little more than it should. And that's when I start asking questions you're probably better off not knowing the answer to. Like, what if the moon is just a flashlight someone forgot to turn off? And then I start thinking, what if ants actually have their own internet? But instead of Wi-Fi, they just send each other little crumbs as messages. Like, one ant drops a crumb somewhere, and another ant finds it and goes, new notification. And maybe that's why they always look so busy, not because they're working, but because they're doom scrolling in ant TikTok. And speaking of TikTok, have you noticed that sometimes you open it just to watch one video, and then suddenly it's been 3 hours, your food is cold, and you've learned absolutely nothing useful except that raccoons can wash grapes? Honestly, raccoons probably think we're the weird ones. Like, imagine a raccoon watching humans through a window. They just sit in a box, hit buttons, and stare at glowing rectangles. What a life. And maybe we're all just slightly domesticated versions of raccoons. We still want shiny things. We just buy them from online stores instead of stealing them from trash cans. Oh, and here's something. Why do we call it a sleep schedule when it never actually sticks to the schedule? Mine is more like a sleep lottery. You never know if you're gonna win 8 hours of rest or 3 hours of lying in bed staring at the ceiling. wondering why your brain suddenly wants to remember every embarrassing thing you did since kindergarten. By the way, subscribe now, because every time someone doesn't, my imaginary pet cactus gets sad. And you don't want to make a cactus sad. It takes years to recover. Our goal is still 1,000 subs. And when we hit it, I'm throwing a mental party where everyone gets unlimited imaginary pizza. Also, drop a like, because likes are like little energy drinks for my hamster brain. I see them, and suddenly I've got 200% more nonsense to say. Speaking of nonsense, have you ever thought about how weird it is that we pay for water when most of the planet is covered in it? That's like living inside a cake and still buying cookies. And here's another thing. Why do bananas always ripen all at once, like they're part of some secret banana union? You buy a bunch thinking you'll eat them over a week. But no, by day 3, they're all like, we're ready now. Eat us all or regret it. And then you end up with banana bread you didn't even plan to make. Maybe fruit is just playing for chess with us. And maybe, well, I'll get to that, because this thought is too big to drop here. Asterisk chat. It's wild when you really think about how weird everyday things are if you stop and stare at them long enough. Like, why do socks never come in 3s? You buy a pack, you get pairs, but somewhere along the way, one always vanishes like it was on a secret mission nobody told you about. Maybe socks are tiny rebels trying to escape the tyranny of shoes. Or maybe they just have a hidden life we don't know about, meeting in some secret sock society where they talk about the humans who can't keep track of them. And speaking of secret societies, have you ever noticed how pigeons seem to just stare at you like they know everything? Like those birds are the true overlords of the city, casually judging everyone's fashion choices and probably gossiping about the weird habits of people who walk by. I bet if pigeons had phones, their group chats would be full of sarcastic comments about how humans still don't know how to cross the street properly. But what really gets me is how time feels so strange. Sometimes it stretches out like chewing gum stuck on your shoe, and other times it zips by faster than your favorite snack disappearing. And yet, we keep trying to measure it with clocks and calendars, pretending like we can control this slippery thing called time, when really, it's like trying to catch a soap bubble with your bare hands. And you know, maybe that's why we tell stories and make videos like this one, to freeze a little bit of time and share it, because otherwise, it just slips away without anyone noticing. So if you're listening right now, maybe hit that subscribe button, not just because it helps me, but because it's like saying, yeah, I'm here. I want to be part of this weird, endless conversation. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers, and every new one is like another pebble added to the mountain we're building together. And likes, they're the fuel that keeps this hamster running on his wheel of nonsense, giving me the energy to keep rambling about all the random stuff that pops into my head. Like, why do we always lose 1 pen from every pack? Is there some pen thief out there living off our forgotten doodles? Or why does chewing gum lose flavor just when you start really enjoying it? Like it's got its own little countdown clock, set to make you spit me out. And sometimes I wonder if animals look at us the same way, like, look at those humans always running around, making noise, and chewing weird rubber things. Maybe they have their own version of YouTube, where they watch humans doing strange dances and talking to empty boxes. And that reminds me, have you ever tried talking to a plant? Not like water you, but really talking, telling it your secrets. I swear, sometimes I think they listen more than people do. Or maybe it's just my imagination. But hey, imagination is the only place where everything makes perfect sense. So stick around, because this is just one part of the journey. And there's way more nonsense where this came from. Keep those subscriptions and likes coming. Let's build this crazy little community together, one weird thought at a time. All right, let me dive deep and give you a big, sprawling flow of thoughts, just like that endless, rambling stream a gum-chewing hamster might throw out while streaming Roblox. Totally lost in his own world of weirdness and weird wisdom. So here goes. Have you ever really stopped to think about how absolutely bizarre it is that we live on a giant spinning rock hurtling through space? Yet most of us are just worried about whether we remember to charge our phone or if the pizza delivery guy is stuck in traffic. I mean, billions of stars out there, possibly other worlds. But here we are debating if we should eat the last slice or save it for later, as if the universe cares of. Out our snack choices. And chewing gum while thinking about this only makes the whole thing weirder because the flavor fades slowly, like memories slipping through your fingers, reminding you that nothing lasts forever. Not even that perfect juicy burst of minty freshness you started with. Time is such a strange concept, right? We slice it into hours, minutes, seconds, and then panic when we run out of it, even though it just keeps flowing, indifferent to our schedules and plans. And you know, sometimes I wonder if time is more like a playlist shuffled at random. Sometimes you get the slow, sad songs that drag on, and sometimes it's a hype beat that makes you want to dance even if no one's watching. And life, man, life is this big messy mixtape of moments. Some sweet, some awkward, some straight up weird. Like when you wave back at someone who wasn't actually waving at you. And then you have to pretend that was totally your intention. All along. We all have those moments, little blips in the matrix, and maybe that's what makes the whole thing fun, or at least interesting. And speaking of interesting, how come animals never get tired of staring at us, like cats with those judging eyes that say, "Really? Human? Another snack." You call that dinner? Or pigeons that just chill on the sidewalks, like they own the place, giving you the side eye like they're running the underground city of the birds. I bet if they had YouTube, they'd have thousands of subscribers watching the weird humans, doing silly dances and failing at walking in straight lines. And here we are, humans, obsessed with numbers, subscribers, likes, followers, like digital trophies proving that we exist and that our weird little corners of the internet matter. But behind all that, what really counts is connection, right? The feeling that someone out there hears your nonsense and says, "Yeah, I get it. I'm weird too." So if you're still here listening, chewing along, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like. It's not just clicks, it's a virtual high five. A sign that we're building this little community of weirdos who appreciate the chaos. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers, and every new one is like adding another gear to this hamster wheel of madness, making it spin faster and funnier. And you better believe there's more coming. More off-the-wall thoughts, more random deep dives into the nonsense we call life, more stories about lost socks, secret lemon spies in the fridge, and why chewing gum is secretly the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. So stick around, buckle up, and let's keep this wild ride going, because this hamster's got a lot more to say, and you don't want to miss it. All right, let me pour out a big, sprawling wave of thoughts, the kind that only a gum-chewing, slightly unhinged hamster streamer could deliver, while lost in the swirling chaos of Roblox and the universe itself. So here we go. Picture this. The world we live in is like a massive, never-ending video game, but without the pause button or the cheat codes. We're all characters running around, doing quests, sometimes accidentally jumping off cliffs or getting stuck behind invisible walls, wondering if there's some secret level we haven't unlocked yet. And while all this is happening, I'm just sitting here, chewing my gum, and thinking about how strange it is that something so small, like a piece of gum, can give you this weird little sense of control, like you're holding onto something solid while everything else feels like it's spinning out of control. It's funny how chewing gum is kind of like life itself. You start off with a strong, exciting flavor, but slowly it fades away, leaving you with just the blandness of the base. Kind of like how our best moments sometimes fade into memories, that don't taste quite as sweet when you recall them. And time. Man, time is this mysterious thing that nobody really understands. We slice it up into neat little pieces. Seconds, minutes, hours. But it doesn't care about our divisions. Sometimes it flies by like a rocket. And other times it drags on like waiting for your favorite game update to download on slow Wi-Fi. You ever notice how time feels different depending on what you're doing? Like 5 minutes watching a loading. Screen feels like an eternity, but 5 minutes hanging out with friends feels like a blink. It's almost like time is some sneaky prankster messing with our heads just for fun. And then there's the whole idea of normal. People always talk about being normal like it's some goal. But what even is normal? I'm convinced that normal is just a code word for boring, because who wants to be boring? Not me. I'd rather be a weird, chewing gum munching hamster shouting nonsense into a mic while the world spins madly on. Plus, normal is just an illusion anyway, created by society so everyone fits into boxes. But those boxes, they're like those tiny hamster cages. They might keep you safe, but they also keep you from running free and exploring all the crazy corners of your mind. And speaking of corners, ever wonder why we always find the weirdest stuff hiding in the corners of our rooms? Like lost socks, random Lego pieces, and sometimes just dust bunnies that look like tiny fluffy creatures plotting world domination. Maybe those dust bunnies are actually the unsung heroes of our homes, silently watching over us while we go about our lives pretending we have everything figured out. And while I'm at it, let me throw in some thoughts about social media. This place where we all live half our lives, scrolling endlessly, liking pictures of cats doing funny things, watching videos of people failing at challenges, and sometimes, just sometimes, stumbling upon content like this where a hamster rambles on about the universe and lost socks. It's strange, isn't it? How in a world full of so many voices, some of the loudest ones are the ones that make the least sense, yet somehow they're the ones that stick with you. Maybe because nonsense feels honest. It's like when you laugh at something ridiculous and suddenly all the stress slips away for a moment. So if you're still here listening, chewing along with me, remember to hit that subscribe button and smash the like, because that's not just a click. It's a way of saying, yeah, I'm part of this weird family too. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers, and every one of you is like a piece of gum stuck to the wheel, making it spin a little faster, a little crazier. And trust me, this is only the beginning. There are countless more oddball thoughts, ridiculous theories about why lemons never get eaten, and secrets about socks that I haven't even started sharing yet. So stick around, because this ride is far from over. The hamster's just getting started, and who knows where these chewy, random thoughts will take us next. All right, so diving even deeper into this cosmic soup of thoughts, let's keep rolling with the vibe of that gum-chewing hamster streamer who's just spinning the wheel of nonsense and wisdom all at once. Imagine this: every day we wake up and jump into the same giant game called life, but none of us really got the tutorial. We're all just clicking buttons, hoping not to mess up too badly, trying to figure out if that weird noise from the kitchen is a monster or just the fridge, making friends with the dishwasher. And while we're busy surviving this glitchy level, I'm here chewing gum, thinking about how weird it is that chewing gum loses its flavor, but keeps its shape. Kind of like memories that don't feel the same but are still stuck in your brain like little sticky notes. And speaking of sticky, have you ever noticed how some ideas just stick to your mind like gum on your shoe? You try to shake them off, but nope, there they are, squished into your thoughts, making you wonder if maybe your brain is secretly a chewing gum factory churning out these weird little sticky feelings. And time, oh, time is the sneakiest character of all. We're told it's precious, that we should use every second wisely, but what does that even mean? Is spending hours watching dumb videos online a waste or a form of meditation? Because sometimes Zoning out while watching something silly feels like the only way to keep your sanity in this chaotic world. And here's another thing. Why do some days feel like 100 years? And others like they vanish in a blink. Like the universe has a weird sense of humor, slowing down the boring parts and speeding up the fun ones just to mess with our heads. And what about those moments when you look at yourself in the mirror and wonder who's staring back? Is that really you, or just a reflection of the chaos swirling inside your head? And the more you think about it, the more you realize that maybe nobody really knows who they are, and that's okay. Because life isn't about having all the answers, it's about asking the weird questions that keep your brain buzzing. Like, why do pigeons always look so? Thanks to everyone who joined me on the stream today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow and motivates me to keep making awesome content. There's a lot more fun ahead. So stay tuned and don't miss the upcoming videos and streams. See you next time.